Hey guys, what's going on? Honda Rider here, bringing you another Black Ops 2 video. This one's on the Black Hat PDA. I'm playing Domination on Meltdown. I go 70-9, and I have to say the Black Hat PDA is what gave me that boost here in the beginning. So as you're going to see, I get my first kill of the game, and it's going to be followed by 10 more rapid kills. So I hack these equipment. I think they're bouncing betties, and I come up here and I just murder these guys. I was expecting 1 or 2 guys, but ended up being 3 or 4. I didn't really count. But what is so awesome about the Black Hat PDA and why I use it in almost every class setup is because it really does help you play better. Like you can definitely get more kills with it. So for those of you that don't know what it is, because I just tried it out for the first time, never watched a video on it. I just kind of read the description saying it could hack equipment, so I went ahead and tried it out. So for those of you that haven't used it yet or haven't used it very thoroughly, this video is going to be kind of explaining it and why it's so useful. So as you see, when we first started this game, I hacked those 2 equipment. So that allowed me to be able to get up into that house without being destroyed by those bouncing betties. Now, it is definitely recommended that you have the perk engineer on the class with your Black Hat PDAs, because if you don't, the PDA it's not useless, but it's definitely not as good as it should be, I guess you could say, because the engineer, as you can see, points out and kind of lets you know where all the equipment is in the game. So I was able to get up there and just kind of spray them out. And the thing about the PDA, the one downside to it, I have to say, and I mentioned this in my last video if you watched it about the patch notes, is that when you hack an equipment, it does tell the other team that you've hacked their equipment. So that's kind of a downside, because if they're paying attention to the announcer, then they're going to realize someone's obviously really close, or they're trying to get in here near me because they've hacked my equipment. That's if these people are camping like this team tended to do. But I have noticed that really doesn't have a big impact on it, because I've been using it and there's only been, I can't really put a number on it, but it doesn't happen that often that the other team actually notices that the announcer said their equipment's been hacked. A lot of times there's too much noise going around with gunshots and all that, or there's not paying attention to the announcer because he says so many things during the game that they just kind of let that slip past their mind. They don't realize that their equipment's been hacked. Or even if they do hear it, sometimes they don't really think it's that big of a deal. They don't think you're trying to come up and flank them. But that's what I use it for. Now, the other cool thing about the Black Hat PDA is you can hack any score streak besides the hunter killer. I'm pretty sure it's I haven't tried the higher up score streaks, but I know you won't be able to hack hunter killer or the orbital VSAT, but I don't even think you can see that because it's supposed to be like a satellite. But UAVs and Dragonfires or AGRs, sentry guns, guardians, you can hack them. Now, the only downside to this, if it's a downside at all, is I kind of thought when I hacked it, it would make it mine, because that's what happens when you hack a bouncing Betty or Claymore or C4, whatever it is that you're hacking. It makes it yours, and so then you can in turn get kills off of it. So that's kind of what I was expecting, but it turns out when you hack a score streak, it just destroys it. So it's kind of nice because you don't have to have a launcher if you like using 2 guns or just a knife for your secondary, so you don't ever have a launcher on you. You can use the PDA to take out these score streaks. So the downside again to that is it does take longer to hack the score streak, and you are going to be exposing yourself a little more because you have to stand there and, like, unlike the Claymores and bouncing betties, a score streak doesn't get hacked immediately, which obviously makes sense because the PDA would be way too powerful. What it does is when you point it at it, which I don't do it in this game, I don't believe, but when you point it at the score streak, it will take, I would say it's probably around 5 seconds to completely hack it. But as soon as it hacks it, it completely destroys it, the UAV, whatever it is. It's useful for sentry guns and guardians because it doesn't get the same distance on those score streaks as it does with like UAV or bouncing betties, claymores, that stuff. But you can still hack it through a wall and whatnot. So that's pretty useful. Let's see. Try to figure out what else to talk about for the rest of the video. It's a long video. The other downside, it's not downside. I keep calling them downsides just because obviously if everything was perfect about it, it would just be way too powerful. But every time you hack an equipment, that PDA does go away. I was interrupted by a phone call there, so unfortunately I did lose track of what I was talking about. But I believe it was about the UAVs or the PDAs, how every time you hack one, it gets rid of one. So if you have two, that means you can hack two equipment or two score streaks, and then when you die, you get them back, obviously. So let's see, what time are we at? We're at 6 minutes almost, so we still got a decent ways. I apologize for my voice. I'm like stuffed up. I have strep throat, so it's been too long for a video for my channel, so that's why I'm going ahead and record them anyways. Hopefully I'm not too annoying to listen to and you can still stand me, because I can barely stand my own voice right now. And now of course I'm talking about it, my nose is just stuffing up even more. But I'm going to be getting more videos out. I say it every time. I've really just got to stop making those promises because they don't happen. But it's break. I've been on break for about a week now, so hopefully I'll actually have more time to do this stuff. I think I do. This past week I've just been kind of hanging out with friends and stuff that have gone to other colleges around the state, so they're back home, so I've just been hanging out with them. And then I went on vacation this past weekend, so that's my excuse this time for not having a video. But anyways, as you see, I just absolutely destroyed this team. I don't know if I just got put in a really pathetic lobby. It was really easy for me. But then again, this entire night that I got this game, all of my games, I probably played around 15 to 20 games that night. That may be exaggerating. Maybe 10 to 15. And only 2 or 3 of those games were below a 5.0 KD. So I was just having a really, really good night. And I loved this gun, the PDW. This is when I kind of first used it. This, oh my goodness, excuse me. I just got gold on this gun, and the next morning after I got off, I just sucked, absolutely terrible. Could not use that gun. Tried different guns, so it was just one of those nights I did really good. And then last night, I actually went 71-10, and it was really almost all gun kills because I was running very low score streaks. So I wish I could have recorded it, but unfortunately, I'll have to check again this morning. But last night, all of my games I played last night didn't get recorded in the theater or Call of Duty Elite. So I don't know what the hell's up with that, but that really kind of pisses me off because that tends to happen. That's not the first time either. I got a good game a couple weeks ago, and theater didn't record several of those games. So I don't know what's up with that, if that's, hopefully they'll be fixing that in a patch. But that's it for this game, guys. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, comment, and rate the video, and I'll see you in my next one. Peace out.